This month, North Dakota awarded 4 loans for water and sewer system improvements across our state. These loans, made through the state revolving fund programs, will help local communities update their infrastructure and ensure access to clean water for residents. One project will use a $2 million loan to upgrade lagoon systems to meet current environmental standards. Another project will receive $2.4 million to replace aging water and sewer lines. A larger project was awarded $35 million in loans to replace lead service lines, eliminating the risk of lead contamination in drinking water. And Williston police are investigating the cause of what they're calling an accidental death that happened Sunday afternoon. Authorities say they were called to University Avenue in Williston. They say that when they arrived, officers found a 48-year-old woman lying next to her running vehicle. The Williston Fire Department says that they performed life-saving measures and took her to the local hospital. The woman was later declared dead, and this incident remains under investigation. Leading local in today's top story, Doug Burgum has wrapped up his time in North Dakota's highest office. He and his wife have moved out of the state capitol grounds, and now former Governor Doug Burgum is preparing for a new role in Washington, D.C. Kelly Armstrong now takes office after being elected in November. Burgum says he wanted an easy transition for Armstrong as he points to North Dakota's strong economic climate and as he recently presented his budget proposal to state lawmakers before the legislative session starts in less than 3 weeks. Burgum is now being considered to be President-elect Donald Trump's Interior Secretary, where he says he can continue to have a positive influence on federal policy in North Dakota. Next week, North Dakota Dollars for Scholars will start taking applications from high school seniors and current college students looking for school money. There's around $278,000 in scholarship money, ranging from $600 to $2,500 each for the 2025-26 academic year. Every student who graduated or will graduate this year from a North Dakota high school or is homeschooled can apply. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Taylor Aasen. Leading local in today's top story, on Christmas Day, many families across North Dakota gathered in local churches to celebrate the holiday's true meaning. For some, it's a long-standing tradition. For others, it's a new way to embrace the season. KX News' Kiona Swift spoke with several churchgoers about why attending Christmas service mattered to them. For months, Senator John Hoeven has been pushing to secure disaster assistance for North Dakota farmers and ranchers. Saturday, he did that, as Congress passed more than $33 billion in disaster assistance for the ag industry. And Senator Hoeven says that this comes after our state's farmers and ranchers experienced record losses because of market conditions and natural disasters. However, now he says that farmers and ranchers will have a cushion of $10 billion to help with economic losses. Leading local in our top story, the parents of a 2-year-old boy will spend 12 years in prison for his death from fentanyl poisoning in Bismarck. A judge handed down that sentence to Jordan Many Ribs and Jasmine Charging Monday. The couple, Charging and Many Ribs, pleaded guilty to endangerment of a child resulting in death and child neglect, and several other drug-related charges back in September. Police say in January they responded to a call of an unresponsive child at the couple's home where they found meth, fentanyl, and other drugs that were easily accessible to the 2 children that were in the home. Police also say that the couple admitted that they'd been doing drugs and the child had come into contact with them. Police say Many Ribs had thrown the foil that they were doing the drugs with into the trash, and they believe that was where the 2-year-old boy consumed the fentanyl from. Officers say a medical examiner found lethal amounts of fentanyl in the boy's system, and evidence shows that the boy had seizures months before he died. According to court documents, District Court Judge Pam Nesvig sentenced the couple to 25 years in prison with 13 years suspended and 3 years of supervised probation. A man who formerly served as a sheriff's deputy in North Dakota is now facing several years in prison. According to court documents obtained by KX News, Daniel Christensen was arrested earlier this month. Investigators say they received a cyber tip that was sent in to the North Dakota's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Investigators conducted a search warrant on Christensen's home in Alexander in April and allegedly found a cell phone in which they say there were several pictures that they believe Christensen digitally edited involving nude children. Christensen is now being charged with over 40 counts of possession of certain materials prohibited. Christensen has posted bond and will be back in court again next month. KX News called a McKenzie County spokesperson who tells us Christensen served as a deputy there for 10 years before he resigned in December of 2023. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., President-elect Trump's pick to lead the Department of Health and Human Services, met with senators Monday. Many Republicans are on board with this pick, while some Democrats have voiced concerns on his qualifications. Washington correspondent Basil John reports. The Williams County Sheriff's Office has helped imprison 2 men responsible for scamming local elderly women out of thousands of dollars. The department says they originally brought the case to the FBI last year after officers had learned of a local who had fell victim to the scam. The U.S. Attorney's Office says that multiple scammers were posing as high-ranking U.S. military members on social media to lure elderly women into sending them money. The scammers, authorities say, cultivated fake romantic relationships with the victims to receive thousands of dollars of monetary gifts. Records show one victim from Newtown was scammed out of $200,000. Williams County officers say that they were an investigating agency in this case and helped trace the scam back to 2 Maryland men. Now the 2 men have been sentenced to 25 months and 10 months of imprisonment, respectively. For the second year, Make-A-Wish is bringing back its Holiday Wish Hotline. 6 Make-A-Wish kids, Antonia, TJ, Dylan, Dion, Phoenix, and Addie, are all sharing hope and joy through pre-recorded messages. Callers can hear kid-friendly wisdom, lighthearted jokes, and even discover the kids' secret superpowers. Created as part of Make-A-Wish's Wishful Giving campaign, the hotline aims to offer a burst of happiness during a season that can feel stressful for many. The kids behind these messages know the power of hope firsthand. Well, the holiday season is wrapping up, and that means it's time to say goodbye to your Christmas tree. Christmas tree collection in Bismarck will start running next week, and it lasts for 14 days. Residents should place trees in a regular collection point on their usual garbage day. Before placing your tree out for collection, be sure to remove all lights, ornaments, and stands. Also, don't wrap your tree in plastic or place it in a bag. The tree needs to be bare for proper recycling. For those living in apartment complexes, condos, or townhouses with 3 or more units, trees should be placed on the boulevard for pickup. The Peace Garden State has officially transitioned into a new administration. Speaking of, Monday was Governor Kelly Armstrong's first official day in office as North Dakota governor, and he hit the ground running through his first meeting with his new cabinet leaders. At the meeting, Governor Armstrong laid down the framework for his next 4 years in office. He says his main goal for his first year is to push for meaningful property tax reform and relief. He also says that he's excited to strengthen our state's commodity-based economy, and he believes that the new administration in D.C. will help in keeping energy and food sources cheap and reliable. And finally, he says that he wants to stop the revolving door of addiction so young offenders can get back into society and help remedy workforce shortages. To help make this all possible, Governor Armstrong introduced his cabinet members like Joe Morissette, Director of the Office of Management and Budget, and Chris Shilkin, Commissioner of the Department of Commerce. However, Governor Armstrong did highlight one big change compared to former Governor Doug Burgum's budget. Basketball lovers got blessed with yet another gift on the day after Christmas, as we had basketball action all throughout the day Thursday in both Bismarck and across the river in Mandan. Let's start out with Mandan as Bottineau took on Glen Ullin Hebron. Fourth quarter, Braves looking to add a 15-point lead, and they will as Emerson Marham is able to finish in traffic, getting the aerobic layup. Glen Ullin only down 1 point now, and it'll be the senior Riley Schneider showing leadership as he puts the Bearcats in front by 1. Bearcats looking to win with 6 seconds left, and they'll get it done as Schneider puts it in. And the Bearcats win with a thriller 67-66.
Now, Native Americans represent nearly 6% of North Dakota's population, but they make up 23% of our state's homeless population.
And activists say that the need for Native American housing is urgent and the need is now. The report says that for Native Americans living in cities, unemployment rates are sky high. In fact, they're more than double those of the general population.
And even when Native Americans find employment, the lack of affordable housing in urban areas causes rent to make up a disproportionate amount of their income. But it's not just a lack of employment that's an issue.
The report says that landlords are far less likely to rent out to Native Americans because of implicit bias or even blatant racism. Prospective Native American renters may also have to undergo more screening than other races, like criminal background checks, higher application and security deposit fees, and more. And ice fishing season is here, but before you put a house out on the ice, there's some things you should know first.
That's right. Keep in mind that all ice fishing houses need to be made of materials that can make it able to float. And while occupied houses don't need any identification, unoccupied houses must have an equipment registration number that's been issued by the North Dakota Game and Fish Department, or the owner's name and address or phone number displayed on the outside of the house.
Houses cannot be put within 50 feet of one another unless the owner of the other house gives permission. Unoccupied ice houses can stay on the ice until midnight on March 15th.
Digits as well.
Well, if people are looking to pick their lottery numbers, that's a good set right there. You got all the wide variety of them.
Yeah, you do got a wide variety there. You got single digits, you got a few 20s, teens. So yeah, just pick the temperatures of North Dakota. You might win the lotto.
There you go.
And if you win because of the temperatures, think about us.
Yeah. We got to get a cut of it then.
Yeah.
Exactly. Stone, thank you very much, and stay with us. Coming up on Good Day Dakota.